Oops. There we go. Welcome, everyone, to another deep look into the paranormal podcast where mystery meets insight. I know it's been a while, but we hopefully are back on track after a few medical mishaps. And yeah, and today we are re, not re, I don't want to use the word re. I would say we are taking a step back in time, so to speak, with this one as we visit the Wild West. Are you looking forward to taking a deep look into the Tombstone, Arizona's infamous and yet famous Birdcage Theater?
I am looking forward to it. I was gonna make a joke that hey, the time travel device works, but it only goes forward in time.
Yeah, no. Cute, but no. All right. Originally, we were supposed to do this on November 16th of last year. However, I became ill and have been ill on and off since then. But we're back, and it is January 11th, 2026. So, yay! Um, if people don't know what the Birdcage Theater is or where it's located, it's actually located in Tombstone, Arizona, which is an actual place. It is the other notable places there, like the OK Corral. Um, just a lot of deep rooted history in that area. And it is located at 535 East Allen Street in Tombstone, Arizona.
Oh my gosh, you're doxing a special memorial place like that? Almost like the address was everywhere and already given out free publicly because they could use the promotion.
Really?
No, not really. Guys, these places could all use as much tourism as possible. So
Exactly.
just keep that in mind. Yeah.
They really could. It's not so much for their economy, so to speak, in that area or for tourism purposes. It's for preserving history. There's a
Yeah.
lot of famous people that have been to this specific theater. In fact, which
Oh yeah.
we'll go over some of those names later. But yeah, no, the reason why I gave out the address is because I want people to go and visit. If it was not readily available on the internet, I wouldn't have put it out there.
No,
So,
and like I said, they are tourist based.
yeah. Yeah, they are.
There's events and things, so it's not like it's not a personal abode. It's not someone's home.
An actual
This is
establishment that has a lot of the original fixtures, architecture, and everything like that. That's why it's
hmm
so deep rooted. Um, it originally opened on December 26th, 1881. The original builder and owner was William Billy Hutchinson and Lottie Hutchinson.
so Merry Christmas. You got.
Woohoo! A bar, saloon
I was
thing.
gonna say at the time I'm not sure where it was. I didn't know. What did
Honestly, at the
it
time,
start off as?
they, due to what he saw in San Francisco, Mr. Hutchinson wanted to create something similar along those lines of a family oriented place where on ladies' nights, ladies could go free, there'd be performances and things of those nature. He opted to make it a theater in a family oriented theme where, you know, it just draw people in. He thought it would be a place that would, capture you, you know, but it didn't capture people.
H- Help civilize and gentrify the local population.
Yes. However, the Wild West, as we all know, is not known for family oriented establishment or affairs. It's more about the gunslinging, gun toting, mining miscreants that often ran amok. Um, Let me get to the next picture here. Um, Unfortunately, because of his ideals, it was not supported in Tombstone's economy. It was a very money hungry place because of the silver mines that were surrounding the location and the area. So he opted or not opted out, but he swapped things out to become a little bit more accommodating to the locals, a little bit more, appealing, eye catching. So it was turned into a wild saloon, theater, and brothel.
You know what all these men need on a regular basis?
What?
Drinks.
Yes, drinks. Um, the main room consisted of a saloon with excessive drinking, showgirls, performances, piano playing, and a bar.
You know what these men need besides drinks?
Ladies?
No, no, a piano. What? They
Well,
need a piano.
yes. Um, we'll
What
go.
western have you not seen that the piano is the key?
My question is, why did
Sorry,
they?
didn't mean to speak over you.
No, it is why a lot of westerns showed the piano player still playing when frickin' bar fights broke out. That was my question, but
Because if you weren't making yourself useful, then you weren't useful.
yeah, that's true. Um,
Hmm?
the balcony, in theater, a lot of old theaters, you'll see balcony seats for where the more well-to-do would sit and watch performances. Um,
Mm-hmm.
do you know there's another name for those kind of seatings besides box seating? They're called
Um, Go ahead. I don't know.
they're called also known as cribs, like CRIBS, cribs.
I did not know that was terminology used for them. Okay.
In this case, yes, more so than people might think. Um, the balconies were not used for watching performances. That's where the painted ladies would go and offer their services privately to some men needing some special attention.
Is that why you used to have well, in some places they still exist, but you have the a variety of big windows that just lead out to the storefront on the second floor. Oh, what's the name? Um,
Not, I don't think in that sense, no.
Patios.
Yes, the patios, no. But we will. I'll explain when we go through some of the pictures later on about uh, how they were used, how they were set up, because it does become. There are some notable things that transpire.
Occurrences.
Yeah, occurrences. There we go. That's the word. Behind the, it also had the stage, and behind the stage was a narrow staircase that went up to the dressing rooms. Of course, the more uh, lawless side was in the basement where the gambling rooms were, which we will see as
It had
well.
a basement.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
I ever since we came out to
go.
Texas,
Yes.
I don't see houses with basements. To me, basements are a northern thing or an East Coast thing.
Then again, this is in Arizona, not Texas.
True.
Um, Due to a lot of disapproval, upset, anger, and depression, violence often broke out, causing the time in and time out of the walls of this wonderful theater to become riddled with bullets. Anger, or, with the anger, you're going to get your jealousy, or say, oh no, you cheated at cards. A lot of that temperament happened more often than not because people thought they could be sly. But it didn't. Go ahead.
I said the house always wins, but it doesn't stop the house from doing it legally.
Yeah, no. There's really not a lot of legal things going on. But then again, who's going to hold up the law when there is next to no really government efficient like form of body there outside of the sheriff and his deputies?
Depends on how big the gun is of the person who's wielding it.
Yeah, but a lot of the time, money talked and bullshit walked. Um, it's which is still present today, but
I thought bullshit got shot. Mm-hmm.
well, it depends on your reputation as well. The sheriff wasn't as great, and then but he was able to incorporate some more notable people uh, to assist him in making sure things at least had a checks and balance system, which
Okay, I'll
those
let you
people
go on then.
those people did have the reputation needed to if they sat down, you respected them, which I'm sure a lot of names that I will mention will catch of interest. Will be of uh, understanding why. Oh yeah, we know about him. There was a group of friends that were here that helped out. Um, Out of all the mishaps and unfortunate turn of events that happened here, 26 people died during its actual open operation, and only one associated with the theater later died. Died nearby. Most were either shot or stabbed, and the rest
Mm-hmm.
were mainly accident and suicide, which is unfortunate because all life is precious. Today,
I understand.
today, a lot of fixtures that were original to Birdcage are still there, from wall fixtures, paintings, furniture, architecture, and the bullet holes, and including the tables that house the longest poker game ever recorded to man. It still holds the
Is it?
title.
Oh, it still holds the record. Okay,
Yes, eight
that's
year,
cool.
8 years, 5 months, and 3 days. Think about that.
That's tiring.
Yes. A lot of the players would swap in and out, so it wasn't constant for them, but it was still running.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here is it ran from December 1981 all the way through April of 1889. Buy-in was about $1,000, and it was estimated a little over 10 million changed hands in the course of the game's running.
In the 1800s, 10 million.
It is estimated,
Oh,
yes. So a buy-in at $1,000, there was an exceptional amount.
yeah.
Um, Now here is where some of the names will come in of the group that I was talking about earlier. I know everyone will know this one's name. Doc Holliday played
Good
in
old
that game.
Doc.
Wyatt Earp and his brother.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Mm-hmm. Bat Masterson.
I don't know Bat Masterson.
Mm-hmm. George Hurst. They were accompanied
Is
by
it the
others
Hearst
as well.
Gang? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Good question. Um, this is actual factual. The information I said about the game is actual factual and has been verified and documented. So everything it still holds true to this day. Okay. The theater
Okay.
eventually exchanged hands after the silver mines closed in 1894. The new owners became Hugh McCrum and John Strofe. Stroue.
Strouf?
Strofe, yeah. Um, it then later was bought out by Bill Hunley, whom, after his passing, left it to his family in 1934. They turned it into a museum that still holds a feel of the original lawlessness style atmosphere. It has a lot of shadowy corners,
So it's
staircase.
been a, mhm.
Go on.
It's been a museum since 1934.
Yes. And it still is today.
Wow, that's a good run.
Yeah. Um, okay. Remember where I was at?
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It has a lot of shadowy corners, staircases, which could be a play of the lights, or there could be something there. We don't know. A lot of people reported seeing things move, like shadowy figures moving about. But then again, you know, given the time of day with the lighting and or how poorly lit or lit up it is, it could have a strong, you know, I don't want to say manipulation of what's going on, but impact of what you may see or what you may not see. Mm-hmm. Um, Aged wooden floors and uneven surfaces, warped walls over time can cast irregular shadows that can shift due to lighting. Again, a
Hmm.
possible play of lighting. Let's see here, and as you know, aged wood, even as well treated and maintained it is, will still creak with age. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It still absorbs water, expands, and
yeah,
loses
exactly.
water and retract. Yeah.
A thick drapery guarding the balcony seats can cause a sense of feeling like you're being watched from the shadows.
Okay.
Yeah, because to think about it, you're sitting here. If you're down on the floor, or if you're even in there, if you're in there, you get that kind of enclosed feeling. If you're down there, you get that feeling like someone's looking down at you or watching you. Again, it can play with your senses. It can, play with your mind a bit. I'm not saying that it's not possible something's there, but there's a lot of factors you've got to think about. The narrow backstage passageway that led to the dressing rooms often has reported issues with cold spots and feeling like someone's behind you when you're walking up or down. This building is known to be drafty. Could it be something, or could it just be a unfortunate, poorly timed gust of wind? Acoustic quirks, footsteps, echo, whispers travel distances in ways that seem closer than they are. So, thin walls, flooring, it doesn't have exactly, it's not very sound absorbent.
It's not modernized.
No. They kept it true to its thing, except for maybe the electricity, and they tried to, you know, keep it together as much as possible. Um, when a place is famous for hauntings, your senses sharpen, dim corridors and creaky staircases become fertile grounds for the imagination. Is the best way to describe it. It was.
Yeah, this place has a
Go ahead.
history. That's all I'm saying.
It has been investigated by ghost hunters in 2006, Ghost Adventures 2009 and 2015, and Ghost Labs in 2009. It has been investigated by many others, but those are some of the more notable individuals.
Hmm.
I do believe now I'll keep that to myself because I don't want to say it and then it not be true. Some key hot spots are the stage, the basement, and various
Hmm.
random spots throughout. Apparitions. Nameless showgirls and cowboys have in old-fashioned attire have been seen milling about. The auditory phenomenon, disembodied voices, conversation, footsteps, creaking floorboards. Could it be the body, or could it be the building, like settling, or a good stiff breeze blowing through? Um, could it be the poor insulation? I mean, anything honestly is possible. And if it doesn't have that great of insulation, it makes you think. Well, if someone's talking on the other side of the building, could you be hearing their conversation? Because
Yeah,
there's
because sound can travel.
yes. Um, but I'm not again not saying that stuff like that doesn't happen there. Uh, I truly believe that yes, it can, but is what a lot of people are reporting, something that could be explained versus
Hmm.
not. That's why when you go for, like, say, an investigation, make sure to have account of where everybody is.
Hmm.
And if anything, take a walk through if you can. But if you're visiting this during open hours where it's like daylight and there are people coming in and out, who's to say it's not that evidence isn't contaminated? If that makes sense.
Yeah, because we're looking at this as a haunted place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's also a place that's made and was intended for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those places where if you go, just understand that your mind is already prepped to see things and hear things that aren't necessarily there.
Yes. And if you're going during business hours, you're gonna be, you know,
Constant things bombarding you. Yeah.
yes. That's why if you're gonna do this for an investigation, you'll want to arrange a private, you know, access. But of course, asking
Hmm.
permission and getting everything set up accordingly. You also have, this is where I have a little bit of an issue, where the sense of smell. Okay, a lot of people are seeing sudden smells of
Hmm.
whiskey, cigar smoke, perfume. But if you think about it, this place
Hmm.
has got a lot of wood, a lot of original fixtures.
I was gonna. Yeah.
I'm like, that stuff's gonna soak in those smells and stuff like that. And if you get a draft, like a sudden draft or something like that, and you turn just right at the right moment, you might catch the smell that something nearby had originally soaked up, or it could be the manifestation of something near you.
Yeah.
So,
Whiskey. I cannot fully understand. There's gonna be bottles and bottles broken there. Those floorboards are soaked in it. Cigarette
say,
smoke does not go away easily. Doesn't matter how many times you clean.
yeah, same with cigar smoke. Mm-hmm.
And the human brain does something called matrixing. So it might not be perfume. It just might be something that you're smelling in the general area, mixed with like the cigarette smoke or the whiskey, making you think that it's a nice smell, not necessarily something that was put there.
Exactly. So it's like it's hard to take the that kind of activity at face value in a place like this that is known to have these um these smells, these because of all the things that stuff can soak into. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm
to
not.
put it in context,
Go ahead.
do we have a delay in hearing each other?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. If you were to be in like a sterile hospital setting and you start smelling cigarettes and whiskey, that's far more evidence to me than smelling cigarettes and whiskey in a bar.
Yes, that would. because at that point you're smelling like people's like their stuff from where they're come from when you're in like a hospital setting in a comparison to the birdcage. Because even after you that person's long
Yeah.
like say someone uses Axe body spray, like the time that I was in the ICU, there was a gentleman who had it on, walked out, and I could still smell it for several minutes later. Pleasant smell, but you could still smell it.
Yeah.
It's like these different fragrances stand out. We're in a bar or saloon in this case with very spongy like materials like wood. I'm not saying it's a sponge, but it's very porous and it's going to soak that up.
Hmm.
But again very well could
And
be
I
the
think the perfume may also be coming from,
go on.
and the perfume may also be coming from something that you mentioned to me earlier about what's in there. So I'm just going to remind you to bring it back up again whenever you go about more about the museum side of it.
No, go ahead. If is there anything else?
No.
Okay. Um, there's also known poltergeist activity where objects move, disappear, reappear, especially in the basement. There is physical contact where people have felt like they've been pushed or shoved. I know that when people say that, a lot of people are like, "Oh no, that doesn't happen," or it does, and but it's hard to explain. It's hard to until you experience it. I know I've been to a couple of investigations where I felt it, like someone physically held a hold of my arm, and it honestly hurt. Like they managed to hit that pressure point in your like near your bicep. But it wasn't like they were trying to hurt. It was just like, hey, I'm here. In this
Hmm.
case, they may have been pushing past to get, you know, to get away from whatever they were trying to get away from, or maybe you were just in their way. There is a lot of emotional atmosphere as well, even like feeling overwhelmed or depressed, or even excitement,
Hmm.
anger, even when you're whether you're alone or in a crowd in this place. And I can honestly feel that. Not saying that I personally can feel it, but I could I can feel it in the sense, or not feel it, see it in the sense of given the history and nature of this place.
Right. It's very understandable.
Yes. Um, some of the rumored appearances: Margarita, a painted lady who is another way of saying a more friendlier version of saying prostitute, was stabbed to death by a rival known as Little Gertie, the Gold Dollar, who was another painted lady. Apparently, they had some discrepancies, but Margarita is the one who's mainly seen between the two and is reportedly near or around the stage area. She is often seen naked or in her corset. There's Carmela.
Okay, that's interesting.
There has to be a delay because this is uh,
Yeah, I know you're getting frustrated with it too. I'm gonna drop the call. I'm gonna come back on. See if that helps. Okay.
not right now.
Uh, okay.
We're in the middle of the podcast, so
You're right.
Carmelita Gimmes, Gimennes, was another painted lady that is seen floating about, whether it be in the back or in the main area or even downstairs. Um, Doc Holliday's even been reported to be seen wandering the building. Um, the the most recent death associated is Leroy Comley. He was an employee of the Birdcage who is a quick draw and kind of gun enthusiast who likes to help tell the stories and the history of the birdcage. He got into a altercation with a gentleman a few years younger than himself during a lunch, and the man shot and killed him in front of this house, and then immediately turned himself in. And so his spirit is seen wandering about as well from
What year
time to
was that?
time. 2014.
Yeah, that's not the past, guys. That's how recent it was. I know you mentioned that before, but I didn't hear you say it in the description.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to say it until now. Okay,
I'm sorry.
but here is you kind of see on the inside they have different like paintings, different fixtures. They do sell some souvenirs to help with funding the restoration. Um, and you can see a big, nice longhorn there. I know it does look cluttered, but it's not. Just to warn you.
When we do get to start talking about the possible theories about this place, there are a couple things I do plan on bringing up,
Okay.
like item specifics versus location,
Mhm.
because I have a couple theories about what might be causing what's going on here.
Yes. Here is a tribute to Boot Hill, which was the local cemetery. Some of the
Hmm.
people who were ushered to their final resting place there.
Now, everyone understands this is the tombstone that we're at. The legendary tombstone. Probably every Western movie, TV show, anything you've ever seen has ties to this place.
Mhm.
This isn't a small little town anymore. That's not a boot hill. That is the boot hill.
Yes, very much. Here is a shot of or a picture of the inside area where
That's
you,
pretty.
yeah, and you can see these the balcony areas, the seats. Those big thick draperies, of course, could be closed for privacy. And as you can see, you can how small those areas are is you're going to get that tight claustrophobic feeling if those drapes came down. And if the lights were dimmed down even more than they are, you could definitely feel like you're being watched from above, don't you think? It's
Hmm.
honestly a play of the lights and kind of a trick. Not saying they're being tricky, it's just what tricking the mind. Um, but I
Well,
can,
they were built to watch that stage. I mean,
yes, and that's
yeah.
why I'm thinking they're getting that feeling is because it's the way it's presented.
Hmm.
And then and then the history that transpired or who was there, you're gonna get that feeling like, oh, you know, is there something there? And then it makes you go up there, and when you go up there and you see nothing there, it again starts playing with you mentally. But you got
Yeah.
some different, again, some different pictures um, of the individuals that were here, the various things that like hype this place up. Here's another shot. That is the stage where the piano is, as well as access to the backstage. The whole place is a giant museum. Oop, there we go. A little closer up picture of the stage area. And I believe that is access to the basement area as well.
or at least below the stage.
Below, yes. This is also featured at Tombstone, Birdcage Theater. It is the carriage that often brought the deceased to Boot Hill.
I was gonna say, is that a stagecoach or is that a hearse?
It's a it's a hearse,
Okay.
and it is original. So it's got a lot of
Wow.
it has got a lot of I don't want to say attachment, but a lot of history in upon itself.
Significance.
Yes, significance. But you got that plus what all went on there. It's definitely a ripe making or a rich making mixture for activity. People have often seen like faces or like bust, not I want to say bust, but like from the shoulder up of people kind of looking back at you, or and off in the distance through the glass, because the siding is all glass. But people can say, well, is that or is it your reflection? But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the pictures that I found of this place, I'm talking about a lot. Ow! I just bit my tongue. Um, are could be easily explained or I don't want to say poo pooed off, but dismissed because they're not clear enough and irrefutable.
Yeah. You're not beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, and it's which is sad because I would love to see some actual activity. Um, this is the teeny tiny staircase that would be in the back of the birdcage as well as in the front. But the back one would lead to the dressing rooms, where this one would lead to the cribs or the balconies, where the the painted ladies took their escorts up and did what they needed to do to make the men happy. So yeah, those are very narrow. I wouldn't make it up those. I'd have to walk sideways up those.
I sway when I walk. I'd smash that clock right off the wall. Not
Yeah,
even intending to.
yeah. Here are the stairs leading down to where the basement is, the gambling rooms.
There I could go.
Yeah.
Is that marble inlay?
No, I don't think so. Here is the gambling room. Well, it's rooms, but it's tables, I should say. I know it's poorly lit at the moment, but it these are the original tables. They
Oh, people
there's
have died at that table.
oh yeah, the some of the chairs that you will get a chance to see are actually left in the original positions that they were found in.
There is some person whose entire life they loved, they enjoyed. This was their rock, and it was all about keeping it clean and tight because they had pride in it. And that chair has been knocked over for nearly 100 years.
Yeah, you would have your dealer over here and your players. There's another table over there.
Hmm.
Of course, the mannequins are not the originals by any means. But as you can see by this table here, this is the table that where the game held. Okay, you can see a lot of um, donations or
I
offerings, I
was
should
gonna
say.
say
Um,
that's a lot.
yes, people have made peace offerings or offerings to the spirits here. Um, because people have also been reported trying to take some of the stuff from that table and have not had a very good outcome.
Yeah, don't steal from the dead. It never ends well.
No. So, um, as you can see, that it was left. People, you can see dollar bills there, um, a lot of pennies, a number of things, and you just don't take from them. You when you offer it out of respect, and tendency you get more of a reaction, a positive reaction. Otherwise, you might get more of a negative one or nothing at all. But yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
is the famous table. Here is a picture of
Okay.
Gertie and Margarita. I'm thinking that Gertie didn't,
Alrighty.
which is this is Gertie, didn't like Margarita getting as much attention as she did, and or she wanted more for herself or a particular man for herself, so she did the equivalent of
Just curious, do we have their ages?
no. I did not find their ages.
I'm one just look, just looking at the pictures. I kind of wonder if Gertie was older than Margarita.
It could be. She does look like she.
Okay.
I don't want to sound mean, but she or disrespectful, but it does look like she has a chip on her shoulder.
And
Gertie,
a
that
mole on
is.
her lip.
Really,
Yeah, she. Oh, she does.
David.
It's big enough to be seen in that picture.
David.
Yes.
Um, you don't make fun of a lady's looks or appearances. Okay,
I'm not. I'm
you are.
just saying
You
that
are.
could be.
You are.
That's not my intention. I'm sorry.
You're being very disrespectful. Um, where with Gertie, you can see she is the type. You can see by appearance that she looks like the type who wants and craves attention. Where with Margarita, she simply, you know, worked. I'm not saying that that's the case. It's just by looking, it because you've got Gertie here posing where Margarita looks like she's okay. Here I am.
Margarita's waiting for it to be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a picture of Doc Holliday I found.
I knew that he had the mustache.
Hmm.
I didn't know he was actually that handsome.
Oh yeah, he was a ladies' man. He actually, a lot of people don't know this, was a trained and active, practicing dentist before he became a
Yeah, I
gunslinging gambler.
because that's where he got the nickname Doc.
Hmm. He
Yeah,
uh,
no, I remember that part.
he also was um, he died at a very young age. He died at like 36 from tuberculosis, which is highly contagious. He was never officially
Hmm.
um, diagnosed with it, but when you're sitting there sweating up a storm, looking sickly, coughing up blood, and still slinging guns and playing poker, you know what's going on. He's not only actively trying to enjoy his last moments, but he's spreading the disease.
Yeah, they didn't understand that. Well,
He may not have known he was actively spreading it, but he wanted to enjoy the last moments of his time.
I know that there's a lot of talk about the what they used to call it consumption. They
Yes.
thought it only affected people who drank and partied, and it was only because you're drinking and partying.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
So, and a lot of them thought they could stop at any time and everything would get better.
Sorry about that. Yes, that is true. But in his case, it didn't. It eventually claimed his life. No one knows
Hmm.
where he's actually buried. There's rumors of several different places, but they've narrowed it down to supposedly Linwood Cemetery, also known as Pioneer Cemetery, in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. But where exactly there, they can't.
Interesting.
They don't know. They believe they have the area um, narrowed down to a particular place where you have to hike to, but whether or not he's actually there is a different question. A lot of famous people like him, their locations aren't necessarily where they're actually at or are said to be at. Um, so it's really honestly up to the like I guess the details and records weren't often kept that well back then. So who knows? Really, you know.
Hmm.
This is Leroy, the one that died in 2014. He was a very friendly sort. Loved the history of Tombstone, the Birdcage, OK Corral, what have you. This is the man that killed him. His name is Barry Lee Chappell. He was 60 years old, and after it was done, he went to a nearby establishment, turned himself in, and says, "I just shot a man to death." Here is another shot of the gambling room and a supposed phenomenon or ghost uh, picture that was taken. Is that blue streak right there?
Yeah, the orb over the table.
Which it very well could be. It could be a wisp. It could be a light orb or an entity there. However, with the lighting and dust and what have you, what is to say that that is an actual orb or a lens flare?
Or just a bug at the right moment.
Yes, but that what gets
Yeah.
me is the mist up here.
Hmm. No. The one thing that causes me a pause on this, that might be a genuine orb, is the color.
Yes, the color
You're
is.
looking at
You're. Go ahead.
you're looking at a very warm picture. There are reds in the background. The lights are yellow, and I'm trying to wonder where the blue is coming from. If it's the lens is the only thing I think of, but I'm trying to see where it would where it's hitting off of. That's why, if it's not an orb, it's more than likely a bug.
Yes, because if you look at the mist, it's kind of misty, cloudy, or white, but it's also got the hint of blue. That's the reason why I was like
Up in the top
wondering.
corner. Yep.
Yes, but it was making me wonder:
Good.
is it a lens flare? That's what caused me to think: is it a lens flare?
That is a very good catch on your part. I even missed that because I was looking at the area around it. That's a good catch.
Again, I'm not saying is not a thing, but this is one of the most clearest ones I've got. I found that couldn't be automatically, dismissed away. But that's the reason why I was like, could it be? Could it not be? But as you can see,
Hmm.
um, everything's still left. Everything's still there. This is the gentleman who bought it and had it left it to his family, who turned it into a museum. This is Mr. Bill Hunley.
Many thanks to him and his family. This part of our history, so much of it got lost just because it was in an era of advancement and it happened very quickly.
Yes.
To have the foresight to turn into a museum that long ago, that 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 does wonders for the history.
Yes. Not much was revealed between when Mr. McCrum and the other gentleman had it. Um, I did try looking that up, but I didn't want to take away from the theater itself. So that's why I left it with what I had because it had a lot of things like, the different performances that were performed there. Um, but I'm like, if you want to see or learn about that, I will put up some of the sites or links to the sites so that way you can check it out yourselves. Because this is
Mm-hmm.
more about the history and the haunting than what actually, um, transpired over
But
the relatively short time frame that it was open and actively running. I mean, sure, it is a museum
no, but
now, but I'm talking about when all the actual stuff transpired.
like I said, this is an active museum right now.
Hmm.
If you want to get that full history, go enjoy it.
Definitely.
Uh,
Just be respectful.
mm-hmm.
Um, Outside of that, you were saying you had some things you wanted to bring up?
Yes. Um, this place was always high emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Positive, negative was always high emotion. I can definitely see this place being full of residual haunts.
Oh, yes, most definitely. A lot of the stuff is residual hauntings there.
Yeah, and even if you feel like you're getting grabbed, someone might got shot right in that very spot,
Or
and you could just be feeling
hmm
not so much being grabbed, but the memory of "ow, my shoulder."
or out my back or chest.
Yeah,
Um, Definitely.
and we've talked several times about items containing energy and places containing energy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, this was because of a silver mine. Silver, gold, all those type of things that you're talking about down in the ground. There's usually a lot of quartz in those types of areas. Just like we talked about the Stanley, the fact that it's almost built on a giant slab of quartz that holds energy.
Limestone. Yeah.
Hmm. Now, you've also turned it into a museum, and you've been bringing in some of them are replicas, some of them are authentic things. You're looking at a mishmash of how to create a haunted place
And then bringing in the
because
different
there's a
energy.
first.
Yes. And then bringing in the different energies you yourself are bringing in, mixed with everybody else coming and going.
Yeah, because this is also an international tourist destination. Like I said, this is the legendary Tombstone.
The one that's made up a lot of the Wild West stories that are still being told today, movies that are being made about.
Exactly. So people are constantly bringing energy there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say if anything that is here is a sentient haunt or if it is just all the energy left in that place.
I'm not saying they're.
Because there's
Go ahead.
because there's one thing I'm not seeing a lot of reports of,
What?
and EVPs.
Just the distant whispers and footsteps and things, conversations. But again, is that because it's drafty and it's picking up conversation from somewhere else and bringing it in, or is it actually
Hmm.
happening?
I am not hearing like direct responses to people. I'm not seeing even in some of the investigations I've watched of the birdcage. Even if you're trying to find some of the more recent ghost hunting equipment like the
SLS?
EMF detectors, SOS, it's not talking to people. It's not talking to your questions. It might just be too much energy if there is something that's there
Mm-hmm.
that you're not even being picked up on it because there's just so much going on even in the after of what's there.
Yes.
So I think it's haunted. I think it has all the check boxes for a haunting. I don't see the evidence that points to it being someone or some person still there.
Like um a specific thing.
Like
It's
someone who's, yeah, like,
no, I hear you on that completely. Um, let's see here. In regards to into like intelligent haunts is what it is.
right.
Um, it very well may go on, but is like we keep saying, it is more residual based off of everything we found, seen transpired through um, other investigations. It is more residual. It is, which is basically they are stuck in a loop. They have no
Right.
inclination you're there, other than it's just rehappening for them over and over again. It's like what they call what the groundhog effect or ground or
Groundhog's Day, yeah.
yeah effect, where like in that movie Bill Murray kept redoing it over and that they over for them it's the same. They're just going through the motions of that point in time in their life.
Hmm. Yeah. We're not getting call and responses. We're not getting. I've not even seen anything about the Estes method being done there properly.
No.
I've not seen. I'm not seeing things like the this the shadow people that like jump out at you, or the floor walkers, or the ceiling crawlers. Nothing like that there.
No. You just get more or less
And
shadow people, like you're being watched, and it could very well be the surrounding atmosphere.
yeah, because there's thousands of people there to watch things on a regular basis. Like I
Hmm.
said, you might feel like you're being watched, and they don't even see you because you're not the thing they're seeing.
And let's face it, even though the main room looks big, a lot of that is very tight fitting.
Yeah.
It's very close together. They crammed a lot of stuff in there. Um, Not like now, but back then.
Right.
Oh,
And
right.
I have to admit, though, I love the history of this place, and the
Yes.
fact that it's been preserved so long, so well.
Yes. I agree with you on that. It is a well kept museum, and I know that the OK Corral area is also on the same boat where it's being preserved as much as possible because a lot of history transpired in just this town.
Yeah, this is the Old West. There's no other city
Oh,
in the United States epitomizes Old West as Tombstone.
sure, there. Don't get us wrong. There are plenty of, little cities that have that same appeal or have similar history, but this is it's like the mother lode in mining
Yep.
terms
Right.
of areas.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know in the comments below. Um, if you'd like to see anything or hear about anything, particular place, person, even if it's otherworldly, unknown, unsolved crimes or mysteries, cryptids, or ghosts, or buildings, let us know. I will leave contact information in the description below as well. I am your host, Jennifer, and this is my lovely co host and amazing husband, David. We hope
Thank you. I
uh,
appreciate that.
you're welcome. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you here in 2 weeks for the next episode of A Deep Look into the Paranormal podcast. Bye bye.
Bye bye.